Uh, welcome, yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lesson Over Time with your host, Miss Vicky. Time. It teaches us so many lessons, so lesson over time.
Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Lessons Over Time. I am the host, Miss Vicky. I'm also known as Grandma Vicky, but I'm better known as Mom. And on today's episode, I want to talk about when the resources run low. Listen, I talk about the lessons that I've learned over time, and they're not less necessary lessons that you may have learned or you understand, or you might say that's not true. These are lessons that I learned over time and how I become into an understanding of some of the things that the scriptures is talking about that came to light as I got older. One of the lessons I learned is I thought the resources of having food and clothes and ice cream and candy and all the things were endless when I was a child because all I had to do was go ask my mom and my dad for money or for these things, and you just thought that they were endless. However, when I got older, I realized if I didn't work, I didn't eat. I had to get out there and work for the things that I wanted to now to provide for my family. I remember my father saying, "What do you think? Money grows on a tree?" I did. When you're a kid, you just think the resources are there and that they're endless and that, everything that you want is going to be there. When you wake up on Christmas morning, you got everything that you asked Santa Claus for. And as you get older, or when you get older, you realize those things had to come from somebody, had to get up and go to work and pay for it. And then when I started having children, I realized, you know what? This is not a joke. You have to get out there and work. And that's what my dad would always tell me. A man that don't work don't eat. You have to get out there and work for the things that you want. Even the Bible scripture says that you can feed a man get a fish and he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And that's what I try to instill in my sons is that you have to get out there and work. My youngest son reminds me so many times, Mom, I remember you always used to say, a man that don't work, don't eat. And I said, that's right. Because when they got a certain age, it's like, oh no, you able to get up and go get a job, baby. You getting a job. 15, you getting a summer job, and you got to learn how to hold a job down because my oldest son, love shoes. The Nikes, all the name brands, he love them to this day. He has a closet, a floor, a wall full of shoes because he loves shoes. But guess what? He works and he buys them and he gets the things that he likes and he likes the nice shoes. So there it is there. But I taught him early that if you want those things, you have to get up and go to work and to get them. And you will appreciate them a lot more when you get up and have to go to work and get them. And it wasn't until now, once I retired and your resources aren't the same anymore. You get that check once a month. Yeah, things hit different. But I knew that you know what you had to plan for things too. I had to plan for the time when my resources were going to be lower or different or whatever. And guess what? I really haven't missed a beat because you just plan for it. And at an early age, my dad taught me that you have to get up and go to work. Even girls, we knew the world was changing, so he knew even as a woman you had to get up. He said, don't depend on no man to take care of you. That's what my mom would tell me, because you would always have to go to them and say, hey, can I, you'd have to justify what you're spending. It's a lot comes with being in a partnership or being in a marriage, and even a good marriage. Sometimes you have to have something that is of your own for the just in case, the emergency. Even though I know God is always my source, He will never let me down. However, if I go and squander what He has blessed me with or what I have worked hard for, that will soon go away. So you have to make sure that you are planning for your older years, and that you don't squander your money at all, that you don't squander the resources, your 401k. Make sure you're pouring what you should be pouring into there, so that when you get older, you will have that to depend on, or that it's there just in case, or whatever you may need it for, that it's there. So God gives us an endless possibility of ways to get resources. We just got to get out there and get them. And that's the lesson I learned over time. And with that being said, that's about it. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Lessons over time. With your host, Miss Vicky. Shouting truth in love time. Lonely clouds with lessons over time. Never sent to cost you one.